Hi everybody, this is lesson 53, Algebra 1, and in this lesson we're going to learn the power rule for exponents and conversions of volume. Alright, when you raise a power to a power, multiply the exponents. And this is a super easy concept. It seems confusing at first, but it's really easy if we visualize it. Alright, so for this first example right here, I've got a to the 5th squared. So that means I have a to the 5th squared, and what that means is I have a to the 5th 2 times. So I've got a to the 5th means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 a's, and then I have it again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 a's, right? So squared means I have that grouping twice. A to the 5th means this individual grouping, 5 a's. Squared means I have the grouping twice. Okay, so now I just got to count up how many a's I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that would be a to the 10th. So all I did was say 5 times 2. So you just multiply your exponents. When one exponent is raised, when a power is raised to a power, you multiply the exponents. Alright, so right here I would say 4 times 2 is going to be 8, and a negative times negative makes a positive, so that's x to the 8th. 2 times 4 would be 8. This is a negative and a positive, so I'm going to have m to the negative 8. This one would be 7 times 7 is 49. Negative times negative makes a positive. This one's 3 times 5 is 15, so x to the 15. And this one's to the k, so we're just going to put m to the 2k. That just means whatever k is, we're going to multiply it times 2. Super duper easy. Alright, next part. Use 3-unit multipliers to convert 180 cubic feet to cubic inches. Alright, so first we need to know what our unit converter is, and it is 12 inches equals 1 foot. Alright, we need 3 multipliers because we have cubic feet, and cubic means like x to the 3rd. That's a cube, okay? So if we have 180 over 1, then we have cubic feet. So we're going to write feet 3 times. 1, because that means feet to the 3rd, okay? So we got to write it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. That means that we're going to have to use our unit multiplier 3 times. All right, we know we need feet on the bottom, so 1 foot, and then 12 inches because we need it to cancel each other. And then we're going to do that again. And again. All right, we can cancel feet with feet, and then another feet with feet, and then another feet with feet. And our answer is going to be 180 times 12 cubed inches cubed. So we have inches 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And we have 12 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And that's the answer. Nothing on the bottom. All right. Let's see if there's another example for that. All right. This one says use 6 unit multipliers to convert 800 cubic centimeters, that means centimeters to the 3rd, to cubic feet. And we want to end up with feet to the 3rd, okay? All right, so we need to know what our unit multipliers are. We're going from centimeters to feet, so we need to go to from centimeters to inches, and there's 2.54 centimeters equals 1 inch. And then we got 12 inches equals 1 foot. So those are the 2 unit converters that we're going to use. We're going to put 800 over 1. And then it's centimeters cubed, so we need 1, 2, 3. Cube means centimeters times itself 3 times. Okay. All right, so now we're going to need our centimeters to go on the bottom. 2.54 centimeters, 1 inch. We got to do it again. 2.54 centimeters, 1 inch, and one more time. Okay, now I got to go from inches to feet. And if I have 12 inches and 1 foot, my inches are going to have to go on the bottom. 12 inches, 1 foot. And I have inches 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So that means that I'm going to have to do my converter 3 times. 1 foot, 12 inches. It's just like when we were doing squared. 1 foot, 12 inches. All right, so now I can cancel my units. Centimeters, 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 and another centimeter cancels out. Then my inches cancel out my inches. And the last one. All right, and then on the top, I'm left with 800. And on the bottom, I have 2.54 cubed times 12 cubed, because I got 12, 1, 2, 3 times, okay? And that then I'm left on the top with feet, and I have it 1, 2, 3 times, so that's cubed. All right, so that's what the answer to that one looks like. All right. All right, go ahead and do the practice problems. Pause the video, and then I'll come back and work them for you. All right, so hopefully you pause this and work the practice problems. All right, so this first one, I have to multiply everything on this top here. I got to multiply that 0 times -3, which would just be 0. And 3 to 0 is just 1, so that gets rid of that. This was a little trickier than those example ones. All right, so the first one's going to be a y, and that's 3 times 2 is 6, and a negative times a negative makes a positive. So that should be y to the 6. And then we're going to have to go 3 times 5 on the z. And 3 times 5 is 15. Negative times a positive makes a negative 15. And then we have to do the bottom as well. Actually, here's what we're going to do for this one. First, we're going to get rid of this bottom. We're going to bring him to the top. So we're going to say x to the negative third, y squared, z to the fifth. We're going to multiply that whole thing to the negative third. All right, so now we got 3 times 3 is 9. Negative times a negative is a positive. And then for our y, 3 times 2 is 6, and that would be negative 6. And then our z, 3 times 5 is negative 15. Yes. Wait. Oh, that was supposed to be a negative, so that makes that a positive. You got to be careful with these negatives and positives. All right, that's the answer right there. Okay, so what you got to do is if you have a fraction on the bottom, you got to move that to the top. All right, I'm going to work another one. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is get rid of this fractional part of the exponent. So I have to move those to the top. All right, so I'm going to have 3 to the negative 1. So I moved him to the top. M to the negative 4. K to the negative 1. Now I'll just write these ones right here. X squared, y negative squared. All right, and then all of that is going to be to the negative 2. And then we're multiplying that times x to the negative 3, so I'm moving him to the top, and k to the negative 1, moving him to the top. Okay, and then we're going to do y negative squared m, and all that is squared. Okay, see, I moved those to the top. So I changed the sign on the one that I moved from the bottom up to the top, left the sign the same for the ones that are already on the top. Okay, so now I have to multiply my exponents. So 2 times 1, negative times a negative makes a positive. So I got 3 squared. 2 times 4 is 8. And that would be positive 8. Okay, we've got negative 2 times negative 1 would be a positive 2. Our x, we've got negative 2 times positive 2, that would be a negative 4. And our y, we've got negative 2 times negative 2 would be a positive 4. All right, all that is going to be multiplied times all of these. All right, so now here I got to do 2 times 3 is 6, and that would be negative 6. Our k, we'll turn that into negative 2. Our y would be negative 4, and our m would be 2 times 1 is 2. Okay, first thing we're going to do is 3 times 3 is 9, so 3 squared, we're going to equal 9. Now I just have to add my exponents, so find this m and this m. This means I have 8 and 2 more, right? Because whenever we're multiplying numbers with like bases, we just add the exponents, so I'd end up with m to the 10th. Okay, now I have, use those up, k squared, k negative squared. Positive 2, negative 2 cancel each other out, so that we're not going to have any k's in here. Then I've got x negative 4, x negative 6. That's going to be x negative 6 and 4 is 10. Okay, and then I've got y positive 4, y negative 4. Those are going to cancel each other out. All right, so the answer should be 9m to the 10th, x to the negative 10th. And there's that one. I know these were a little more tricky than the ones that I did in the examples. All right. Use 3-unit multipliers to convert 75 cubic inches to cubic centimeters. Here we go. All right. So we're going to write 75 inches over 1. So we got 75 inches to the third, and we're going to centimeters. There are 2.54 centimeters equals 1 inch. All right, so we're going to have to put our inches on the bottom, so 1 inch over 2.54 centimeters, and we're going to do that 3 times. And again, 2.54 centimeters over 1 inch. All right, and that gives us our 3-unit multipliers. Inches cancels inches, and then this one cancels this one, and then this one cancels this one, and we're left with 75 times 2.54 cubed, and then centimeters cubed. And that's your answer. You don't even have to multiply that out. That is that's what it looks like in the answer key. So don't worry about multiplying these out. All right, here's another one. This one we're going to need 6-unit multipliers. And we got 28 cubic meters, so that's meters to the third, and we're going to centimeters. All right, so we're going to say 28, and we got meters times meters times meters. All right, so there are 100 6-unit multipliers, cubic meters to centimeters. Let me find my converter here. How many centimeters are in a meter? Cent means 100. Okay, so but why would we need 6? Let me look at this. All right, I don't think we need 6. So if we put that over 1, then we would have 1 meter, 100 centimeters, and 1 meter, 100 centimeters, and one more time. All right, and we've got 1, 2, 3 of those, and then we would have 28 times 100 cubed centimeters cubed. Oh, we're going to cubic inches. I wrote the problem wrong. That's the problem. Okay. So if we're going to cubic inches, then I can just take this and multiply it out again. Let me do it the right way, though. All right, we're going to start it over. We're doing the exact same thing, just a different way. All right, so we're going to say we've got 28, and that's cubic meters, 1, 2, 3 meters, okay? And we're putting that over. We're going to multiply that 3 times to go from 100 centimeters to a meter. So 100 centimeters, 1 meter. 100 centimeters to 1 meter. And one more time. Okay, now we got to go from centimeters to inches. So let's see, get rid of that. 2.54 centimeters equals 1 inch. All right, so our centimeters is going to have to go on the bottom. 2.54 centimeters in 1 inch. And 2.54 centimeters in 1 inch. And one more time, 2.54 centimeters in 1 inch. Okay, now we can cancel these. And we can cancel centimeters with centimeters, 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 and centimeters. And now the only unit we have left is inches. We got it 3 times. All right, so on the top, we're going to have 28. And then we got 100 3 times. So 28 times 100 cubed. And then we're going to have inches cubed. And on the bottom, we have 2.54 3 times. Okay, sorry about that. That was supposed to say inches right there in the question. Sometimes I type stuff wrong. All right, hopefully that made sense to everybody. Was that the last practice problem? I think so. Yep, that was it. All right, thanks for watching.